Idlib, a reminder that Syria's crisis is still far from any sort of resolution and remains as complex as ever. The city of over 160,000 inhabitants has in recent days become the second Syrian city to fall into the hands of jihadist elements.
The Mujahideen liberated the city of Idlib and people are happy now. Civilians are happy because they got rid of the oppressive regime.
But these Islamic radicals do not swear allegiance to the Islamic State terrorist organization. Rather, they belong to an alliance of jihadist groups, among them the al-Qaeda-affiliated Nusra Front, which counts IS, the Assad regime, and the moderate rebel groups among its enemies. The city of Raqqa to the east remains the de facto capital of the Islamic State, though it has been under aerial bombardment by both the Assad regime and the international anti-IS coalition for months now. The Islamic State remains in control of much of northeastern Syria, but has come under pressure following a major offensive by forces belonging to the Kurdish minority. January saw a major setback for the jihadists with the loss of the symbolic border town of Kobani. But the Kurdish gains have not prevented IS from lashing out in revenge. 11 Assyrian Christian villages have been seized by the terrorists. More than 200 adherents of this ancient and now endangered sect have been kidnapped.
The second day of the attack, they destroyed the church. Then they started destroying the houses. Now we have no idea what's happening there.
Theirs is a fate shared by other religious and ethnic minorities living under the yoke of IS. The Arab Spring has torn at the very fabric of this country, which before the outbreak of the Syrian civil war in 2011 could be described as a multi-ethnic quilt of various sects and religious groups held together in an iron fist, that of Bashar al-Assad, who himself belongs to the Shiite offshoot Alawite minority. The utter chaos that exists now sees all of these minorities fighting for themselves, in some cases for their very survival, and historical borders have become meaningless. This harsh reality has forced the West to reassess its policy towards Syria, with many coming to the conclusion that there are worse options than Bashar al-Assad. In the past, the U.S. has stated that Assad has lost all legitimacy and must be removed from power. Today, the tone is a different one.
We are working very hard with other interested parties to see if we can reignite a diplomatic outcome. Why? Because everybody agrees there is no military solution.
And you'd be willing to negotiate with him?
Well, we have to negotiate in the end.
After 4 years of revolution and more than 215,000 martyrs, tens of thousands of prisoners, he arrives with this offer of dialogue. He should have said this at the beginning of the revolution.
While it seems likely Assad is here to stay, the future of this country remains unclear. Many doubt there's any way back to a single national entity known as Syria. With up to 220,000 killed and about 8 million displaced, it seems the price of the unraveling of a failed state has been too much to bear, but is being paid anyway.